am a reader, yet I cannot read, so. We have a hobby of reading books, but I also have a hobby of buying books, which are completely two different things. I could be buying drugs instead, and I'm not. I'm buying books, which is, you know, kind of an investment and in self-improvement, maybe self-discovery. Oh, it's a bit low, isn't it? Okay. Well, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Daisy, and today we're doing something very exciting. I've been waiting to film this video for a bit because it is going to be a book haul, and I have been gathering some books over the course of the last couple of weeks. And so unfortunately it's not going to be like I have boxes, I'm gonna like open them. No, I already opened them because, well, I am a bit impatient, if you will, and so I can just wait to open them. So, but I'm gonna show them to you, and I don't know, we're gonna I guess figure out what they're about, because for some of them I genuinely have no idea. Sometimes I just don't even read like the back of the book. I just like hear like one of my favorite influencers talk about it. I'm like, add it to cart. Or like, I don't know, maybe I just like the cover, or I read something else by this author and I want to read everything they write. So yeah, there are different reasons, and for some of them I genuinely don't know what they're about. So I guess we're gonna figure it out together, and yeah, let's just do it, shall we? Wait, you can't see my friend here. There you go. Hi. Okay, so the first book that I bought is actually one that I'm reading currently as we speak, and it's Into the Blue by Emma Broody. I don't know if that's how you say it, but yeah, I've been hearing so many good things about it. Like, I think it's gonna be like the book of the year. Honestly, I'm like, how many pages in? I'm like 150 pages in, and I'm already loving it. Like, I don't know exactly what it is about it, but it genuinely is so good already. But I heard that it's gonna be like really sad, which I'm kind of scared. Like, can I handle it? I don't know, I guess we'll find out. But like, I think I know like what's gonna be the sad part, which that does kind of scare me. But like, I don't know, I guess I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I am very much enjoying it so far. It's about like these two improv like actors, and I read the part when they were like doing acting lessons and like acting together like when they were like younger, and now it's like 7 years later, and now they're acting together on this like, what's it called, like a new version of like an old show. I don't remember what the word is, like what's it called, but they're doing that. So they run into each other after like 7 years of not speaking, which how things ended in the past, like that was very abrupt, and there is kind of like what the fuck happened, and I don't know. So I guess I'll have to find out and continue reading it. But yeah, I am genuinely enjoying it so much so far. And look at this cover, like it's very like galaxy vibes, because the show is about like, wait, what was the show called? Astronauticals, I think. So yeah, it's very like astrology, galaxy, and that stuff. So this is the first book that I bought, and if you want to see my thoughts on it when I finish it, I guess you're gonna have to see it in my wrap up, which I will post at the end of August, hopefully. So yeah. Okay, now the next book is a completely different vibe, something I've never tried before, because it's Pillow Thoughts by Courtney Purnell, and this is a poetry book, which I've never like read like actual like poetry book. I read like little poems on like Instagram and TikTok, which I am enjoying those when I see them, even if they're like corny. I honestly eat them up, and so I thought maybe I should get a poetry book to like see how I'm gonna like it, and so yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes. But I am very interested because it's very like different to obviously my usual reading taste, so I don't know, I guess we'll see. And this one is like, I think, very popular, and so I don't know, we'll see how that goes, but I am intrigued. So yeah, that's the next book that I bought. The next book is Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune. Now, Carly Fortune is like one of my favorite authors, and I read One Golden Summer by her recently, and it was 6 stars. I absolutely loved it, and this is her new release. I think it came out in like May, and so I'm very excited. Also, the cover is absolutely gorgeous, and I love how all her covers have kind of like a similar vibe. And so yeah, I don't know what it's about. I think it's like childhood friends to lovers. One week in paradise to heal a broken heart. Frankie and George have been best friends since they were 8 years old. Okay, childhood friends, as I said. Both passionate, impulsive, and headstrong, they've always clashed and came back together until now. It's the eve of Frankie's wedding weekend. What? And she doesn't know where they stand, or even if George will show up as her best man. Right. Then at the start of the festivities, in walks George. For one glorious evening, surrounded by her loved ones, Frankie feels her life is finally perfect. But it all comes crashing down when her fiancé dumps her the next morning, leaving only a note as an explanation. What a dickhead. What? Crushed and confused, rightfully so, Frankie returns to her family home to wallow, but George has a different idea and a plan for healing Frankie's broken heart. Okay, he wants her to go on her honeymoon. Oh, with him! Okay, I'm loving that. For 1 week, to the lush rainforests and misty beaches of Tofino. whatever the fuck that is, I don't know. Frankie agrees, seeing the trip for what it really is. One last chance to repair their friendship, even if it means unearthing secrets and long-buried feelings neither knows how to handle, even if it means falling apart for good. Okay, that sounds really interesting, and I plan to read it like very soon, and also like the font is very good size, so yeah, I love that. But I'm very excited to read it. I honestly kind of heard like mixed things about it, but I don't know, even if like a book by her isn't my favorite, like for instance, what's it called? Meet Me at the Lake. Like, it wasn't my favorite book ever, but the thing that Carly Fortune knows how to do right is the setting. Like, it's always so like summery and fun and beachy, and like it's often set like by the lake. So yeah, I'm very excited to read it. So I'm gonna do so soon, and I'll tell you about it when I do. So yeah. Next we have another like pretty new release. It came out in June, and it's the Someday Garden by Ashley Poston. Now Ashley Poston is one of my favorite authors ever, as well as Carly Fortune, and she does like the best like magical realism books. And honestly, I don't know what this one is about, but I read I think all of her books, I'm pretty sure, and I did like all of them, and so I'm excited to read this one as well. Should we read what it's about? Every garden has its secrets, and Sophie Trier, I don't know how to say that, I'm sorry, plans her escape to coastal Maine. Oh, I love Maine, honestly. I want to go to Maine so bad. Anyway, for the summer, for a temporary job revitalizing the storied grounds of Lilymore House. She doesn't expect to fall in love, okay? But she does, with the big willing land, the fragrant flowers, and the towering hedge maze, with the quirky staff and the enigmatic woman who owns the place. Okay, maybe it's gonna be like found family kind of vibe, perhaps, I don't know. Then the door appears, never in the same place twice. It leads her to a secret unfinished garden with a frustrated thundercloud of a man trapped inside. Okay, magical realism, as I said. The mysterious garden is not the only sign that the future of Lilymore is unstable. The foliage resists Sophie's careful nurturing. Vines threaten to strangle the hedges, and the manor's owner has wild ideas about who will take over when she retires, including her inconveniently attractive nephew, who is also there just for the summer. Oh, so is it like a love triangle? Okay. I don't think she's ever done that before, has she? I don't know. That's kind of cool. Despite herself, Sophie has come to care for the residents of Lilymore as much as she cares for its ground. With the help of one man on the outside of the secret garden and one man on the inside, she might be the only person who can figure out exactly what Lilymore needs to bloom once more. Okay, that sounds very cool. But should we like read the first sentence just for shits and giggles? I kind of like to do that when I get new books, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. There was once a house on the cliffs that grew the most beautiful flowers. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm also gonna read it. Maybe soon, maybe not, we'll see. But I am very excited. The next book is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, I have been really enjoying her books recently. Like, I've been rereading them because I read them like back in the day, and now I'm absolutely obsessed with like each and every single one that I read. Carrie Soto appeared in one of her books, which was Malibu Rising. She seems kind of like a badass, and she's a tennis player as well. So yeah, I'm very excited to read about that. I don't know much more, but yeah, I definitely love Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like, her writing and her characters and all of that, they always, like in oral books, even though they're fictional, they feel so real. And so yeah, I definitely love that, and I'm very excited to read it. So yeah. Next we have The Summer Girlfriend by Christina Forrest, and I don't think I've ever read anything about this author, but I'm very excited because it seems like such a fun, like, summery read. So a fake summer fling between a stand-in girlfriend and a handsome business heir becomes way too real in this glittering new romance by USA Today bestselling author Christina Forrest. Okay, so I'm very excited. I don't know like exactly what it's about, but I think I read the premise one time before I read it. I don't remember it though, so you know, I'm still going it kind of blindly. So yeah, the first sentence is, the ocean gray house was 2 stories tall. Well, I said I was only gonna read the first sentence, so there we go. But yeah, I'm very excited to read it. Perhaps in the summer, because obviously the summer girlfriend, yeah, this is the next one that I bought. Oh, another one, and oh my god, this cover is absolutely gorgeous. It's One Last Thing Before You Go by Carolyn Frank. Now, I also don't think I've read anything by this author, but yeah, I just honestly saw the cover. I was like, this is the most beautiful cover I've ever read, and so I need it. Even if it's bad, I need this on my shelf, because come on. But I'm sure it's gonna be good. So, okay, first sentence. I used the lemon twist in my martini to absent-mindedly swirl the contents of my glass. Right, okay. 2 years after Lottie Veracruz's happily ever after shatters, thanks to her chronic illness, oh, she's back in her hometown working at the only bookstore in a 30-mile radius. Okay, in a bookstore, that's cool. All while plotting how she can get back to her high-profile life in New York. When the bookstore owner passes away, one too many martinis leaves grief-stricken Lottie to have one night stand with a man 7 years her junior. Ooh, okay. Freelance photographer Knox Riddick has no intention of putting down roots, but when he's summoned to Maine. Oh my god, this one also takes place in Maine. How cool. After his estranged father's death, the last thing Knox expects is to inherit a percentage of a bookstore, or for the other part of it be left to the beautiful woman he lost saw sneaking out of his hotel room days before. Oh, that's a messy situation. If Lottie and Knox want to have any chance of getting back to their lives, they must work together to fix up the bookstore and sell it. That means keeping their hands off one another, no matter how strong the temptation is. But the more time they spend together, the harder it is for Lottie to ignore her feelings, including her lingering fear that Knox will reject her once he learns her secret. And when they give in to their desire for one another, they might learn firsthand why mixing business with pleasure is always a recipe for disaster. Okay, that sounds really cool. I'm very excited to see how I feel about it. And so yeah, but this cover, oh my god, like look at it. Absolutely stunning. Now we have Fever Dream by Elsie Silver, who is also one of my favorite authors ever. And this is, I think, a start of a new series. And so I'm very excited to read it. Though I want to first read, what's it called? Wild Card, which is the last book in the Rose Hill series, and then I'll go into this one. But yeah, I don't know what it's about, honestly. Knowing glances, stolen kisses, secret rendezvous, professional bull rider, Emmett Bush. Wait, I feel like I heard that name before. Maybe he wasn't like one of the other books by her? I don't know. Is not looking for love. He's looking for a paycheck to save his family's farm from bankruptcy. So when he agrees to the leading man on a hot new reality dating show, what? Romance Ranch. Oh my god, that's so cool. He's already decided it's all one big performance. Until Julia Silva. Wait, Silva? Is that Theo's sister? No way! Walks into his property, smart, snarky, beautiful, and off limits in more ways than one. As the location consultant on set, and the little sister of his most bitter professional rival. Oh my god, so this is gonna be rival's sister. Oh, yo, this is gonna be good. This is gonna eat, I can already tell. Theo! Yeah, that's Theo's sister. She's the last woman who should pique his interest. Julia has been warned about Emmett. She knows better than to fall in love for his cocky swagger, broad shoulders, and smoldering good looks. But when mutual distance grows into an unexpected connection, and then something more, they find themselves searching for excuses to spend time together out of the camera's reach. Emmett signed up to play the role of an eligible bachelor searching for the one. His family's land and legacy depend on him completing the show. The problem is he's fallen in love, just not with a contestant. Oh my god, that's such a fun premise. Like, I don't think I've ever read like a book about like a reality show, which that sounds fun. Hello. Okay, so I'm very excited. And also, it's Theo's sister, and Theo is like one of my favorite book boyfriends ever. I wonder if he's gonna like make an appearance here. Oh my god, that would be so cool. I'm very excited to read it. Wait, I was gonna read the first sentence and I didn't do it, so let's go back real quick and see. Even a man whore has to have some boundaries. Okay, that's all she wrote, so yeah, I'm very excited though, so yeah. Next we have The Roommate Rule by Georgia Stone, and look at this cover. Isn't it gorgeous? I like how this thing is like a postcard and like all these like Polaroids and like the scenery. Yeah, that's very cool. And I haven't read anything by this author, although I have one other book by her, which is called The Friendship Fling, I think, and I'm gonna read it soon, and then I'm gonna read this one, I think. But when two polar opposites find themselves sharing a cabin for the summer, they lay down some ground rules to keep the peace, only to discover that one of those rules might be impossible to keep. Okay, see, I thought it was maybe, like, because they're roommates, maybe gonna give, like, Funny Story by Emily Henry, kind of, which is, like, one of my favorite books ever. I don't know, we'll see, but that's kind of, like, the vibe that it gives me. I don't know if it's accurate. We'll see, but oh my god, look! These little keys, how cute. Oh my god, they have these rules written down at the beginning of the chapter. Is that in front of each chapter? Oh my god, it is! How cool. Do not be swayed by blue eyes and grey sweatpants. Not the grey sweatpants. Oh my god. Okay. I am categorically not the kind of person who would spend 6 weeks living with a man I've only met once. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the best idea, but a whole year ago for approximately 2 minutes. Right. So I guess we'll see how that goes, because that sounds very interesting. So yeah, but I'm very excited to read it. And as I said, I fucking love this cover. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. And now we have two books that kind of give similar vibe, because they're both about like they both have to do something with a storm. So yeah, we have In Stormy Weather by Chelsea Kurta and Chase Me If You Can. Now, I haven't read anything by this author, Heather Francis. Now, it might be her debut, although I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, I'm very excited to read it. Also, like, it's the cover that really like made me want to read it. Okay, first sentence. I chased lightning. Right, okay. Wedding photographer Salon Michaels spends most of her year running after brides, but she lives for the 6 weeks each spring. She chases tornadoes instead. Oh, so she like photographs tornadoes and like storms? When a prestigious nature magazine announces a storm cover contest, Salon knows winning could be her chance to break into landscape photography. Okay, that's kind of cool. The last thing she needs is a distraction in the form of a reckless storm-chasing legend, Wild West Talbot, her close personal frenemy for a decade. West is also the man to beat. Frenemy, you say? Okay, sign me up. Salon isn't surprised when Wes gets in an accident that jeopardizes his chances of winning. But when an active weather pattern emerges, she doubles down on her need to win fair and square and... Wait, what the fuck is it called? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I low-key like sometimes I can read, which is ironic because I am a reader, yet I cannot read, so I don't know. Anyway, invites him to join her for the rest of the season. As they race through high winds and stormy skies, Salon realizes Wes might be more than the flirty wild card she thought she knew, and that the feelings brewing between them are even more charged than the storms they chase. Okay, I'm definitely intrigued to read it, and so I'm very excited. And this one I'm very excited too because I've been wanting to read something by this author for a long time, and this is, I think, a standalone because she definitely has this other series, like a sports romance series, which is called DC Stars, I think. But I kind of want to read like a standalone by her first for some reason, I don't know, and like see if I like her writing, and then I'm probably gonna read like the sports romance series. So yeah, that is the plan. Okay, first sentence. Goddamn the universe and its attempts to keep me humble. Okay, I think she has like very much like funny writing, which I love, and so yeah, I'm very excited for both of these actually. Okay, now we have Dolly All the Time by Annabelle Monaghan, and it is her new release, and I'm very excited to read it because I read like one other book by her, which is called The Summer Romance, and I did really like it, and so I'm really excited to read something else by her, though I don't know what it's about. I know it takes place on Rhode Island, so yeah, that's exciting. If they begin by pretending, can they end with something real? Oh, so I think it's fake dating, which honestly, love fake dating, like one of my favorite tropes ever, and so yeah, that's really excited. Okay, first sentence. Good sports. This is a recorded line, so yeah. Doesn't really tell us much, but I guess we'll have to read it to find out more, and I'm gonna do so perhaps soon, so because I'm very excited, and I really liked the other book by her, and I really liked her writing, and so yes, that's the next one I got. Okay, now we have kind of a different vibe again because we have Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton, and I think this is like her memoir and her like life experience and like everything she knows about love. I'm very excited to read it. I think I only ever read one memoir, which was Madison Beer's memoir. Oh my god, did you see she got engaged? Madison literally got engaged. Oh my god, I literally cried when I saw that post. Like, honestly, this is so besides the point, but I'm so happy for her. Like, after everything that she went through that I read about in that book, like, she deserves to be happy, like, more than fucking anyone, and I'm so genuinely happy for her. Like, I literally was sobbing when I saw that post, so yeah. But that's besides the point. I just so happy for my girl, so I had to mention it. Anyway, but yeah, this is another memoir. I'm gonna read it soon. People said it's good to read it in your 20s, which I'm not in my 20s yet, although it's coming very soon, which absolutely terrifying, but yeah, I'm gonna read it. Maybe then, maybe sooner. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I've been hearing a lot about this book. Like, it's very popular, so I'm very excited to see like what it's all about. So yeah, now we go back to romance because we have Lake I Love You by Farah Jane. Never read anything about this author. I don't know if she has like any other books. No idea what it's about, but it seems very fun, summery, and the fact that it's set by the lake is very exciting because, as I said, I read One Golden Summer like some time ago, and I absolutely loved it, and it was set by a lake, and so I don't know, maybe it's gonna be similar, maybe not, but I hopefully will enjoy it. So yeah, I honestly never really heard anyone talk about it. I was just like looking at Goodreads and I saw it and I liked the cover. I was like, okay, seems like a fun summery read, so I got it. But it's kind of like really long. It's like 500 pages, which yeah, but I do really want to read it like soon, so yeah. Okay, first sentence. Is all of this a dream? So also doesn't really tell us much, but I'm very excited to read it and learn more. And so yeah, we're near the end because now we have a thriller actually, which is Worthy by Frida McFadden. And I read a couple books by her. I read the Housemaid series, which I did really enjoy, and what's the other one called? The Perfect Son, I think, which wasn't my favorite ever, but I did pretty much enjoy it. And so I wanna read more books by her because she is apparently the queen of thrillers. And so yeah, I'm very excited. All she has to do is make it through the night shift. Worthy is the hospital's mental health unit, and as a medical student, Amy is required to gain experience on the floor. Okay, but little do her colleagues know, it might force her to confront a past she's fought hard to forget. Okay, the night starts, the countdown begins. As the hours tick by, Amy grows increasingly convinced something terrible is happening within the ward's tightly secured walls. Ooh, sounds scary. When patients and staff start to vanish without a trace, okay, it becomes clear that everyone on the unit is in grave danger. Amy never wanted to spend the night on Ward D. Now she might not make it out alive. Okay, that's very interesting, and I do definitely want to read it soon because I don't know, honestly, I don't really read thrillers that often, and they're very like hit or miss. Like I either absolutely love them and they're like my favorite thing ever, or I'm like, oh, this was not very great. Like there's never really like in between with thrillers, and I feel like I am kind of picky with them, honestly, which I don't know why. Like I mainly read romance, and I'm not that picky with romance, but I feel like for some reason I'm more picky with my thrillers, which I don't know what that's about, but it's what it is. So yeah, I'm very interested to see how I feel about this one. So yeah. Oh, actually, we have another thriller, which is That's Not My Name by Megan Lawley. I think that's how I say it. I don't know. I think this is actually YA, I'm pretty sure, and actually people say to go into it blindly, so I'm not gonna read the back. I heard a lot of people say that it's really good, and so I'm interested to see how I feel about it. It says it was a mistake to trust him. So yeah, I'm very excited, and it's also like I think under 300 pages, so I'm probably gonna get through it real quick. And I think people also said to read it in the summer, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. But yeah, that's the next book that I got. Okay, now we also have Wild Dark Shore, which I think it's also a thriller or maybe like more mystery. I don't really know. It's been like very popular recently. No idea what it's about though. But a family on a remote island, a mysterious woman washed ashore, a storm gathering force. So yeah, I don't know. It may be like more like literary kind of thriller. I don't know, but very intrigued to see how I feel about it. It's also like under 300 pages, and I think we have like a couple of POVs of the people on the island, and so yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes, but a lot of people talk about it and it sounds very intriguing, and so yeah, that's the next one. Today we have the last two books, and we have The Bright Tears by Sarah DeMoff, which I think this is her debut because I've never read anything by her, but I think it's like literary fiction about like family and family dynamics, and I don't know, something like that. So one family, 4 generations, a secret son, a devastating addiction. A Texas family is met with losses and surprises of inheritance, but they're unable to shake the pull back towards one another. Okay, so yeah, it's basically like I think family dynamics and all that. So this is not a romance, it's kind of out of my comfort zone. I think it's also like very emotional, so I am kind of scared, excited but scared. But yeah, I think specifically I saw Sarah Caroli, one of my favorite booktubers. She read it like I think last year, and I think she really enjoyed it, and that made me really want to read it. And so yeah, I guess we'll see how I feel about it. But also this cover is very cool, like okay. Now the last book is The Correspondent by Virginia Evans, and this book is also like very popular, and it's also like I think literary fiction or just like fiction, but on Goodreads it has such good like ratings. I think it's like 4.4, which is crazy for Goodreads because people like to be negative on there, but this one is like very much loved. So yeah, I'm very excited to see it. I think it's about like this woman and she like writes letters to people. I don't know, that's basically all I know about it, but I kind of want to go in like pretty much blindly to like see, because I don't know, but I really want to see why people love this book so much. So yeah, also never read anything by this author, but I'm very much excited. And so yeah, also love this cover. These 2 little birds, that's so cool. So yeah, it's also like pretty short, so I'm probably gonna read it soon because I'm very much intrigued. And honestly, I have a feeling it might be like 5 stars. I don't know exactly why, but like since so many people love it, and like fiction has been more of my vibe recently. Like back in the day I only had like romance and maybe thrillers, but recently I've been getting more into fiction, and it's really like my vibe right now. And so I'm very excited to dive into that and see how I feel. So yeah, so these are all the books that I bought recently. I'm very excited to read all of them. I'm gonna try to get to them soon, although I don't know how that's gonna go because my TBR is endless, and honestly I do kind of have a problem with buying books because we have a hobby of reading books, but I also have a hobby of buying books, which are completely two different things. But like, I am gonna read them eventually, sooner or later. But yeah, honestly, when I buy books, I have three excuses, and I'm gonna tell them to you. So first of all, I am just a girl because, well, I am just a girl. Second of all, I could be buying drugs instead. And I'm not. I'm buying books, which is, you know, kind of an investment and in self-improvement, maybe self-discovery. And so yeah. And the last one is you only live once. Because you do only live once. Like, might as well buy the book. You know what? If you're watching this, this is your sign to get the book that's been sitting in your cart for a long time. Or maybe go to a bookstore. Fuck it. Do whatever you want. But like, honestly, fuck it, girl. Go get the book. Because you deserve it. Like, life is hard. So might as well get the book you've been eyeing. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for hanging out. I had so much fun. I hope you did too. You can like, subscribe, do all of that, maybe even leave a comment, and I'll see you in my other videos if you decide to come back. Yeah, I hope you have a nice day or night wherever you're watching this, but yeah, I guess I'll see you later. So bye, love you, thank you for hanging out, see ya.